Hello, everyone. Welcome back to yet another Baldies Deliberation. Award show still just as stupid as any others. We just are a little bit more transparent about how dumb we get. Case in point, we're going to talk about Best Female Actor.
Are you calling all the ladies in this category dumb? Come on.
No, I'm calling me dumb because
okay.
Hannah Waddingham is at the top. Number one with a bullet. She just started there. Because she's amazing and she's my favorite, and I think we're done. See, that kind of stupidity.
I mean,
that
we might want to at least determine number two.
Yeah, Best Female Actor, Hannah Waddingham. Of course, she plays Rebecca, the owner of the Downton Dogs.
Downton?
The new Richmond, the Richmonds, the Cockspurs, the Richmond Devil Dogs.
Diamond Dogs?
The Hounds. Diamond Dogs? That is an affiliation in the show. It's Ted Lasso. Ted Lasso.
What the fuck is the name of the team?
It's Richmond, for sure.
Yeah, Richmond what? What is their, like...
It's the dog, because they have a dog. Yeah, mascot. The Richmond football club.
I don't even know if they do that over there. They probably don't have like the West End
mascots,
hooligans or whatever.
Because like the Tottenham Spurs are like a rooster. They have a definite
yeah, but do they call themselves the Roosters or do they just have a mascot?
Tottenham, yeah, it's a good question.
There is
I don't know.
Mascot.
I'm not a football fan. Hannah Waddingham is at the first just because she was the first person we wrote down. Is she the only person that made it off of Ted Lasso?
It seems like it.
Onto the lady side.
Mm-hmm.
Should we talk about? Nah, I don't care. Paulina Alexis, Willie Jack on Reservation Dogs.
Yeah, our favorite of the Reservation Dogs characters, I think.
100%. Yeah, she is clearly the best. I was gonna say, like, I almost said the show doesn't know it because I felt early on the other Native American girl was like poised to be the star of the show, but I felt like Willie Jack here stole it, like with the episode of their dad going out hunting.
Yeah, and
because like the early goings, I don't know if she had much to do. She was just like cool.
Mm-hmm.
But she also got to flex a lot at of course, the main woman that I didn't write down also got a pretty good episode of Bill Barr.
Devery Jacobs, Devery. I don't know how you say her name.
Didn't write down because she wasn't part of the Baldies. She was nominated for Baldy.
Right.
But Paulina Alexis was, and I am really looking forward to season 2 of that show. I have no idea how the fuck they'll get everything back together, but that's there's a lot of comedies I have that for example the next one Paulina Alexis to the top.
Yeah, sure. I mean,
all right,
if we're just to the top or to the bottoming people
to the top,
then...
we're right now we're trying to get through. Yeah, and I gotta quit doing this. It's bogging down the categories. We just gotta get to the top, to the bottom, or float.
I mean, all these people are excellent. I want it to the top, all of them, pretty much.
Yeah,
pretty much. I'm looking down this list. I'm thinking I can't find anybody I don't want to put to the top.
Because that's the thing is like this category is a little different from TV and like drama and comedy. Because drama and comedy is like, did we watch it? It goes up on the list.
Mm-hmm.
This is we take those best of lists and we look for actors that excelled. So we already like them. We don't put someone up here and be like, it's an argument for how much they suck.
Right.
Natasha Demetriou playing Nadia from What We Do in the Shadows.
Yeah.
To the top?
Compared to everybody else, comedy is inherently gets the short end of the stick in these awards, but
she has a hell of a lot more than either Paulina or Hannah.
She's a hell of a lot more. What does that mean?
I know she's in. I think she's carries more material. Okay. She's much more of a focus of the show. I
don't know. Hannah Waddingham had a big season in Ted Lasso. Her Sam relationship. She was in it quite a bit.
It's just so much more of an ensemble. All that stuff. This is a quartet on What We Do in the Shadows. Reservation Dogs also a quartet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd say to the top.
Okay.
You say no?
No, I'm fine with that.
Well,
It's
guess what?
just
Here comes
Yeah.
Sonia Walger, Molly Cobb, For All Mankind. She's awesome. Take her to the top, right?
All the For All Mankind. There are five.
Oh
five
my
women
God. We put 4 women on For All. How do we do this, Jim?
5. How are we going to...
All right. Sonia Wagner as Molly Cobb. Sarah Jones as Tracy.
Mm-hmm.
Jodie Balfour as Ellen. Rin Schmidt as Margot. And Chris Marshall as Danielle. For All Mankind. All going to the top. Yeah. Oh my God. Dominic Tripper as Naomi from The Expanse and Cara Gee as drummer from The Expanse.
Let me put up Dominic Tipper's best season was last season.
Yeah.
I don't know that she's going to get... She got to 4 on our Baldies last time. Or, well, she was in the top 5 last time. I'm not certain she'll get there this time. She does have a couple of good scenes, but yeah.
Amazing work.
Cara Gee, whatever. Yeah, she's great.
Is it Cara Gee or Cara Gee?
I don't know. You might be right with Gee. I'm not sure.
All right. Both of those. This is dumb. This is dumb. We shouldn't have done this. We should have just had it out. Dominic Tripper and Cara Gee going to the top.
I would, Jesus. For the sake of sanity here, I would not put Dominic Tipper up there.
You're gonna float her?
Yeah, I'd float her.
Whoa.
I mean, name me the big scene she had. She had one with Holden where she told him to mind his own business, but she didn't have a ton to do this season.
She's the emotional hammer of the finale.
True. She had a couple of scenes with drummer that, yeah.
I'm with you though.
Nice.
That was last year. It was her time to shine. This year, she took a little bit of a backdoor. It's a damn shame because I just read Babylon's Ashes and I feel like they did Naomi dirty. And it's not that any of the characters and you'd only know this from reading the books, but they consistently take feathers out of Book Naomi's cap and give it to other people. We'll talk about that, I guess, when we get to her part here. Christina Ricci, Juliette Lewis, and Jasmine Savoy Brown, who you might remember as one of the Murphys on... No, not one of the Murphys. Yeah, one of the Murphys on The Leftovers.
Yeah, season 2.
Wasn't Amy, wasn't Jill.
Evie. Yes. Eva, I don't know.
Thank you.
Yeah.
They're going to the top?
Christina Ricci and Juliette Lewis, certainly. I don't know why I'm partial to the women who are more experienced here, let's say, but I don't know. Does Jasmine Savoy Brown go to the top? Sure. I mean, we've already kind of narrowed this down, right? Conspicuously, we're missing a whole bunch of the people from that cast.
Mm-hmm. Which could have been a deliberation.
Right.
Itself. We should record those next time, and we're actually. It just takes so long to look up everybody and get their names and format. But yeah, that would be
pretty boring because we're 2 minutes of silence as we look up these characters.
Yeah.
And all that.
Yeah. Do we take them all to the top or no?
Sure. I don't know. How much do you like Teen Thaisa?
I like her a lot.
Okay.
I like her better than Juliette Lewis.
What?
Yeah. You heard me.
I
said what I said.
Insanity. You've lost your mind.
Tania Miller, Zephyr Halima from Foundation.
Right. Yeah, she's great.
And Laura Byrne as Demerzel from Foundation.
The Zephyr Halima, the foil to Brother Day. Yeah, I could put both of them to the top. I mean, this is stupid. We're just reverse sorting this list.
I know. This is dumb. This is just this. We'll do this better next year. It's my fault. Danielle Deadweiler, Miranda Carroll, Mackenzie Davis, Kirsten from Station 11, and Matilda Lawler as young Kirsten from Station 11.
Controversial. Do we float Miranda? Danielle Deadweiler?
Man, it sucks to punish an actor because their material is not as strong, but I do feel Miranda's material just wasn't as strong. And that's all again, and you're also talking Mackenzie Davis and Matilda Lawler carried the one part of the show that I thought worked 100% amazingly. So I'm going to their deal with Jeevan was way more interesting than I don't understand Miranda. I kind of do. Did they establish that she was they did establish her refugee status in the very, but did they? I don't know. I felt like I didn't really understand Miranda, why she got mixed up with the actor guy. I didn't really understand her character very well.
Her character is very reserved most of the time too. It's nothing showy, right? There are scenes, like there's a scene or two every once in a while, but
she went through a private apocalypse, as a child. So essentially as a mini station, a very intimate Station 11 type event. So it makes sense, but it also, makes for a little bit more reserved performance. I'm with you. I think I take Mackenzie and Matilda, and I take them to the top.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. So we fucked over Dominic Tripper and Danielle Deadweiler,
especially
because they weren't given
by
amazing
not spelling her name correctly. That's the
who.
I think it's Dominic Tipper, isn't it?
Shit. Is it really?
Yeah.
I thought so, but then I typed it in there. So can we look that up? Because I swear to Christ, get that
sure.
Right.
Dominic.
Naomi deserves better. Damn it. It is Tipper.
It is Tipper.
Yeah. I don't know how that typoed in there, and it got my tongue all confused. All right, Mackenzie Davis. Let's do the battle of the Mackenzies here, or I guess the Kirstens. Young Kirsten versus old Kirsten, or young Kirsten versus even younger Kirsten. Mackenzie Davis versus Matilda Lawler. I think Mackenzie Davis is better, but it's a conversation which is quite the achievement for the young newcomer.
I might be biased because I like Mackenzie Davis so much. I've seen her in a lot of stuff, right? And Matilda is a new actor to me. So
Byrne after Halt and
Catch Fire. The Martian, I even liked her small part in that.
Oh right.
I've seen her
in
a bunch of stuff, right? She's had a pretty good career since Halt and Catch Fire. So I'm a little biased because Matilda is new to me, although I think she was excellent.
I think we're right, though. I think we're right. I think they gave adult Mackenzie a lot more interesting things to do.
Yeah, she's like the emotional payoff, right? Whereas young Kirsten is the emotional setup, and it's inherently going to be more interesting to see the end. Although,
man, my favorite episodes are all about young Kirsten, like them actually doing the Station 11 play, her hanging out with Jeevan in the beginning, them post-apocalyptic scavenging, surviving wolf attacks, stuff like all that stuff. But I think you're right. I think Mackenzie Davis, with her maturity and experience, outshone the Matilda Lawler. How about Tania Miller?
I like her.
So here's the thing. She only had about 2 good episodes, but they were really good episodes, and you could almost say the same thing about, in terms of being star players, about young Kirsten.
What do you mean, say the same thing?
Because young Kirsten was only really a feature in 2 episodes of Station 11. Mm-hmm. Like, she was a minor bit part, and literally a minor bit part in a couple others, but if you're going to hold this against Miss Miller, I'm saying you'd hold it against Lawler. But that's the thing, is she's particularly good in the climax of the Spiral, the walking the Spiral segment.
Oh, everything. Once we go to whatever that planet is, that moon. Yeah, her playing opposite Lee Pace, just her presence on screen is rivaling a dude who is like the emperor of humanity, right? Like,
yeah, 12-10 charisma.
I believe that she could defeat this guy, despite all his power. It's a really impressive performance.
She's a really good antagonist, but she turns kind of protagonist just by the way that we kind of, continue to evolve how we see Demerzel and Brother Day.
I remember that final scene she has with Demerzel, just kind of sitting together in the chamber when she realizes, what's going on here. I won't spoil it too much, but man.
One of the scenes that stuck with me this year, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, me too.
So I think I put this above the two Kristens.
I'm with you. Yeah, I'd put both her and Laura Byrne.
Well, I was gonna say I think Laura Byrne, who plays it's not a spoiler. They established this right away. She plays a robot. One of the last remaining robots that survived the AI purge of some millennia ago.
She has a very specific mandate that is tested. Her loyalty is tested over and over.
And the conflict of her programmed loyalties and her baseline robotic laws that she has to, but like her performance showing a robot really suffering with almost a psychosis because of all of their conflicting guidelines and stuff. And it all comes to a head with this scene with Zephyr Halima. It's amazing. I think she's great. I think she's at the top right now.
I think so. I agree.
Because that's the thing. It's like Zephyr Halima's greatest scene is with Laura Byrne. Laura Byrne has 3 or 4 pretty amazing scenes with almost all of the brothers. She's got this great scene with Zephyr Halima. It's a great performance. I cannot wait to see season 2 of Foundation. Micah, when did Foundation drop? Was that a summer show?
I'm about to find out.
I think it came out in like June.
September 24th.
No, September 24th. Oh my God, that just happened, dude.
Yep.
Wow. All right. Well, maybe that's why it's so fresh in my mind. But
that's the thing. Yeah, coming up on some of these shows
that stuck with me.
For All Mankind came out a full year ago, and I have forgotten basically all of it. But
Christina Ricci, what do you think about this?
I mean, Misty might be my favorite character of the year. She's so quirky and so interesting, and the way Christina Ricci plays her, I have a hard time thinking who else could I swap into this role and get a similar effect. Because Christina Ricci brings a little bit of Wednesday Addams with her, I think. Right? This role requires a little bit of that. It's like if Wednesday Addams was a nurse,
that weird
hospice care nurse,
a person that's weird that knows they're weird and also continues to put it out there without any shame.
She owns it.
Maybe because she's a psychopath. Right. She doesn't really care about other people's emotions. It might not be like a empowerment thing. It might be a psychosis thing. But I think she's the best of the 3 that we've got here representing Yellow Jackets.
Yeah,
does she get all the way to the top?
That's the question.
Because
I'm inclined
favorite
to put her
doesn't
at number 3
necessarily
right now.
mean good. Yeah. Okay. Cool. I could even put her above. Oh, what the hell just happened? How do we have
Control Z? Oh shit. Okay.
All right. I got my wrong Control C, Control V going. Gotcha. All right, there we go. So, and then what do we do, Juliet Lewis?
So the reason I think she's on this list for me is because of how well these 2 actors who plays the one who plays young Natalie and her work together. I think they have really nailed that character. And that's true of all the Yellow Jackets, honestly, but I feel like if anybody epitomizes that, it's Juliette Lewis playing Natalie. And I don't know. I don't know how to weight Juliette Lewis here because she is doing... I've seen her do a lot of different stuff. but it's usually Juliette Lewis playing Juliette Lewis, you know? Like, this isn't too far off Natural Born Killers or something like that. It's just a more depressed version of her Natural Born Killers character. She's maybe attracted to these roles.
The one thing that's different your standard Juliette Lewis performance is she plays either, extremely damaged, which check, but she also plays like regressed. Like she's like an Arrested Development type of that didn't move beyond 13 or 4 whenever that trauma happened.
And sometimes this is a fully
adult character. Yeah, this is a fully adult character. She's just haunted and has a lot of problems. I honestly would put her right underneath Christina Ricci, but again, keep in mind I'm not a huge Station 11 fan.
Right.
I don't know. Maybe it's not. Maybe beneath Mackenzie. I could put her above Mackenzie Davis. But none of that Shakespeare shit just worked on me. And that's where...
Right. I feel you there. Yeah, I think I'm happy with that.
Below Mackenzie or above Mackenzie?
Above.
Okay. So right now our top 5 is Laura Byrne from Foundation, Tania Miller from Foundation, Christina Ricci from Yellow Jackets, Juliette Lewis from Yellow Jackets, and Mackenzie Davis from Station 11. We still have Yasmin Savoy Brown.
That's the thing. Real quick, so we have 2 characters who are playing older versions of their younger selves in the same show, and I think Juliette Lewis is above Mackenzie Davis because Mackenzie Davis's Kirsten doesn't. I don't necessarily feel like they are the same character. Whereas, like they wouldn't necessarily have to be. There's a little bit of a. It's not really a disconnect in the performance. It's just I didn't feel it as much as I did with Juliette Lewis as Natalie.
And that could be writing too, Although I do think it's a lot of the actors just like, hey, what are our idiosyncrasies? What are we going to do? What are we going to lean into? Because you're right.
Yeah.
It's not that she's implausible as a grown-up Kristen.
No.
It's just like it's not as uncanny as some of the stuff they're doing in the Yellow Jackets. All right, I'll buy that. What do you think about Yasmin Savoy Brown? I put her above Matilda Lawler, the young Kristen, but then it starts getting hard. I don't think I can put her above Mackenzie Davis.
Yeah.
Maybe I could. Maybe I could.
I do like what she's doing. She's, oof.
I don't even know this top 5 survives, honestly. So
yeah, once we start getting into For All Mankind, we're gonna have some real discussions.
Let's leave Jasmine at 6 for right now, just outside the top 5. Carrie Gee is going to be interesting. Playing drummer on The Expanse.
And she did have a pretty big season.
I have 3 favorite characters in Expanse: Amos, Bobby, and drummer. Mm-hmm. And this was a good season for her.
Yeah, very.
She had to carry the majority of the weight of making us care about the Belters. And representing the faction of, I wouldn't say reasonable Belters, but like, non-genocidal Belters. Mm-hmm. And I just think she nailed it. And that scene with her and Naomi was raw as hell. Mm-hmm.
The stuff with her family.
And she did really good work on the one ship thing. Like that's like, some of those one ships. I think that was one of the ones that are pivotal to like, I think it's the scene still work, but if you didn't see the one ship mini sewed for episode 1 or 2, I think it was 2. I don't think it hits as hard.
Yeah.
But I think she did excellent work this year. And I would easily put it above I would put it above Christina Ricci for sure. Mm-hmm. And probably above Tania Miller because she had a hell of a lot more to do.
Yeah, actually, I think I agree. That's that 2 and 3 range is exactly what I was looking at before you said anything, and I think I can.
But Laura Byrne is doing some next favorite robot character since Brent Spiner's Data.
Sure.
I don't know how many robot characters. Oh shit! I just shit on all of Westworld. I don't know. Maybe I should rethink that.
Oh yeah, Westworld's a lot of robot characters. I do like Tandy Dude quite a bit.
Yeah. Maybe robots with free will. Well, I guess that I don't know.
Speaking of, is she going by a new name now? Tandy Way Newton, or has she always gone by that name and we just called her? Because I swear the credits in Westworld call her Tandy Newton. No,
I actually read an interview where she's like reclaiming her cultural heritage because she like anglicized it to get ahead. Right. And she started, in fact, I think that they've, like her whole name that's like Tandy is not exactly how you say it either, right? Oh, is it? I don't know. I just saw it written the other day. Before Westworld comes back, I'm going to have to definitely take a primer because I don't want to be Cassius Clay and somebody. Right. Just because I'm lazy and stupid. Yeah. But yeah, no, I saw that. She's Tandy something.
Tandy Way. If the TH is a T sound, it's Tandy Way.
Okay. We have slid Matilda Lawler all the way down to number 8. Our top 5 is now Laura Byrne from Foundation, Cara Gee from The Expanse, Tania Miller from Foundation, and Christina Ricci and Juliet Lewis from Yellow Jackets. And now we have Molly Cobb for All Mankind.
Man, I need a Sonia Walger for this season.
So it starts with the
lunar base
crisis on the moon base being scoured.
It's a solar storm. Holy shit! The solar storm is episode 1.
That opens up, it's a hell of a moment, and it's a great kickoff to season 2, and it also
a fucking stellar episode for Molly Cobb.
Yeah, and it keeps getting better because the fallout from that mission. Oh, and just the fact of her taking over as director of flight at NASA and being like a complete badass and like putting Margot and Ellen in their places. Like I really like Sonia Walger, and I thought Molly Cobb is probably my favorite character on For All Mankind.
Yes, I think I could agree with that. I don't know.
She's Lady Chuck Yeager.
Gordo and Tracy are very good too, but like
they are very good. They are very good.
Yeah,
I don't know. Like I said, there's something about a woman, Chuck Yeager, married to the biggest fucking hippie in the world.
Huge stoner. Yeah, I just love Molly Cobb's like take no shit attitude. Yeah, like zero fucks given. Yeah, it's great.
It also they see the toxic aspect of that too.
Sure.
You know, of someone who has achieved everything and has never seen a limit, and when they finally come against something that they can't overcome with sheer grit and determination, like it kind of turns them into a monster.
Yeah, dude, that's those scenes with her husband where she's talking about her health, and he is like putting it to her, like just saying, "Look, you are like one of the strongest women I have ever met, but you in this moment you are being a coward." It's holy shit.
It's a great scene. Yeah. Where do we put her? I think.
I mean, for me, I want to put these things to the top. I mean, For All Mankind is maybe the best show I watched last year.
All the way to the top.
She's maybe the best character in the best show I watched last year.
All the way to the top. All the way to the top.
Yeah.
All the way to the top.
Now that I'm remembering like those scenes, because it's not just like, oh, she's a badass and she flies planes and shit. That's cool. She also has some really emotional stuff, some heavy stuff to do in that season.
I don't know. I don't know if I like her being better than Laura and Cara here though.
No.
Maybe Cara, but you think? Okay, let's get to the other. Let's get to the other ladies.
There are 4 more For All Mankind.
Sarah Jones as Tracy.
God damn, this is her season, huh?
Is it? I mean, I don't know, because the thing is like I kind of thought they were writing Tracy a little garbage in the beginning of the season.
Where does she start? I don't remember.
She's left Gordo. She's left her kid. She's Miss Astronaut. She's on the Johnny Carson
she's doing
show.
Photo shoots and she's
married this wealthy Texan oil man.
right?
Yeah, seems like someone that the audience is supposed to kind of start hating, but then miraculously, her and Gordo, who couldn't get anything done apart, kind of like learned to shine at the end together. And I don't know why I like the storyline so much, but it was such a great storyline. I was rooting for Gordo and Tracy the whole way, and where they left. Where they ended up on the season, I thought was super poignant and,
but you're right,
fairly inspirational.
That is more about Gordo, right? Like it's about their relationship, but Gordo is like the impetus for all this. He's like the guy who's gonna win his girl back. And Tracy is great, but maybe a little more passive, right? She's the prize here to be won by Gordo.
You know what? I think you've hit the nail on the head, is that I feel like her character, the way it was written, performed, I didn't get a lot. Like maybe this is just me being a space nerd, but I did not buy the pathos of her. Like, I didn't buy. So like, it seemed like she was a real ass kicking, fire breathing person in the first season, wanted to be an astronaut for the sake of being an astronaut, tired of being, but then it's almost like she was more jazzed up about being like a celebrity.
Yeah.
And I did not buy that turn for her character at all. Like that she would just check out of her kids' lives and, one thing to be like, fuck you, Gordo, you're a piece of shit. You've been holding me back, blah, blah, blah. But like, I don't know, to the extent that when she got to the moon base, she's just like sandbagging and turning into an alcoholic. And maybe it's just, I didn't like it. Sometimes I have a hard time separating between things I don't like for a character and the way they're performing. But I also didn't feel like she did much to bring me onto that, her character side. So yeah, she's exceedingly hot. This Sarah Jones.
Tell me about it. Yeah.
Like, holy shit, does she look good in a NASA t-shirt and the work duty pants?
Sure, but it's nothing to do with her acting skill.
But yeah, there's that. It must be said. What do we do with Sarah? Like, do we floating her? I kind of feel like we're floating her at 10.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Okay. There's a lot of good actors in this category. Holy shit.
I just feel like someone's going to like send us a clip of something she did amazing. I know. And it's, like I said, strong finish to that character. Last 2 episodes, really super entertaining. But even then, you're right. It was more of like Gordo's thing that he was going for.
Yeah. And I don't want to like downplay, all the stuff she had in the middle of the season with like the trouble adjusting to moon base life. I felt like there was some sort of like sweet justice there. Like, Gordo had all this trouble when he was on the moon base, and then she goes up there thinking she's hot shit, and she has a lot of the same trouble that he had. I felt like there was some, synchronicity there between those two characters. But yeah, I think there were people doing better stuff in For All Mankind, and Molly Cobb was one of them.
Well, okay. Then I think we're leaving her at 10. She probably won't survive there. Jodie Balfour, who plays Ellen for All Mankind.
What was her arc this season? Because she's some kind of executive level.
She's on track. She went from astronaut to NASA administrator. Isn't she tapped to be vice president? Like, it's her meteoric rise or chief of state. It's some kind of meteoric rise into politics. And they are definitely like courting her for the presidency. Because,
or at least that's the carrot they're dangling. Sure.
Right. And it's interesting. Like it's interesting material with her being a closeted gay woman. And she had some really good stuff with her girlfriend. Mm-hmm. And husband. I enjoy the relationship. I enjoy the things it's doing for the story. It feels like a kind of bloodless performance to me, but maybe that's because she is like, of all the astronaut characters, I think she is the most like buttoned down, and because she has to be if she lets her passions, and her and Zeke had an amazing scene, but that was in season 1,
right?
Like her coming out to him when they think they're going to die and they're in a capsule together, and him like just slamming it. Like you think it's going to be one of those, oh, he's going to be a Don Draper. He's like super progressive, and he just slams a fucking door shut on her and be like, don't you?
Yeah.
That was, but there again, it's like, I don't know, like that character has a tiny bit of public vulnerability and she gets punished for it. So of course she retreats back in her shell. Doesn't give her a lot to do though.
Yeah. I agree.
But the way she reacted to the NASA administrator's death was really good. I don't know. I have a hard time. I guess I would put her above Sarah Jones, but just.
Okay. Yeah.
What about Rin Schmidt?
I don't know, man.
Playing Margot for All Mankind.
I enjoy watching her. I don't know that I'm like impressed by the performance. I don't think it's award worthy. I think it's what it needs to be, and she's great for that role, but it's not blowing my hair back. That's for sure. And it's borderline silly, right? Like the Russian. What is he? Is he the head of the Russian space program?
I think he's her counterpart in Russia.
Yeah,
and them kind of
and they're having this silly romance that's like, is it real?
It's not really romance. Because they're professional.
Sure. But yeah, they have eyes for each other. But do they?
Something tragic happens to it at the end. Yeah. She doesn't even know it yet. And it's another one of those things where it's like she's playing a very buttoned down professional woman, but that's what you'd have to be this kind of like this high up in NASA in the 80s. Right.
Is this a season where she confronts old man Nazi guy?
No,
what is his name?
1.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Werner von Braun.
I could have sworn he came back this season for like a scene. She went to his house once, maybe.
Yes. Was that still the end of season 1 though?
Maybe. Yeah, like I said, it's been a year. I don't remember.
Plus, I watched season 1 and season 2 contiguously. Like I caught up through season 1 and all of season 2 with 2 weeks to go for season 2. So I'm fine. I don't think she's going to make the top 10.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, now Chris Marshall, her big standout scenes were dealing with her post-traumatic husband, like the fact that she was, kind of rising and being celebrated in this context, serving her country, while her husband went to Vietnam and obviously had a lot of uncomfortable experiences, to put it mildly, and then came home and, has all the rewards of being a Vietnam vet, plus you're a black man. And her going, she had one standout. She had like 3 standout scenes. She had almost everything she's doing when she got taken hostage by the Russians. I really liked the scene of her trying to, get her husband's mind right and get him on, talking to a therapist counselor. I really liked when she confronted her sister-in-law, her ex-sister-in-law, and tried to give her husband's medals to her.
Right.
And then talking about their experience and what, essentially how to advance the plight of black people in America. Their conflicting views on that.
Mm-hmm.
And then her taking command of that friendship mission. And like, I got such a big swell in my chest from, in the midst of a global crisis, this Russian man and this American woman, shaking hands in this stupid little capsule. Like, that was a real moment, I thought, when they popped it open and after they defied their orders to not do it and did the camera moment and all that stuff. I just thought that was great because they also sold the pretty economical scenes, sold the real friendship that had developed between the Russian cosmonauts and the American astronauts.
Yeah, for sure. All those scenes of them hanging out in the bar. Yeah, definitely. I like that.
I would take her potentially above Christina Ricci.
Holy shit.
Certainly above Mackenzie Davis. I'm sorry, I'm talking about Chris Marshall. Did I say Ren Schmidt? I mean Chris Danielle.
Yeah, I knew who you were talking about. Above Mackenzie Davis, he says. Above Mackenzie Davis, he says.
Do you have any problem with her being below Mackenzie Davis?
Any problem with her being below Mackenzie Davis?
Like right there between Yasmin and Mackenzie.
No, 7, 8, I mean somewhere around in that 7 or 8
I'm gonna
spot,
put 8.
I could see.
Why don't you think? I don't know.
Here's why I'm not sure.
Don't let me run away with my snide dismissal of Station 11.
Yeah, no, I think Mackenzie Davis is good. She's certainly not the best I saw this year. Here's the thing: I don't remember much of For All Mankind. Like I said, it's been a year. A lot of those scenes are hazy at best. Whereas Station 11, I watched like a month ago. So, like, I remember Mackenzie Davis's scenes, her big scenes.
Chris also has that meeting where she goes and kicks Ed's ass about them fucking around, denying the black woman her command. Like, due to her seniority and her time in space, and she started that conversation she had with her ex sister-in-law kind of kicked her ass and being like, well, maybe I'm being a little too complacent. Maybe I am like.
And isn't Ed wanting to go back into space? So there's
being
like
handed to me. Yeah.
So there's like this conflict of interest or something. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, you seem to remember it a lot more clearly than I do.
I watched it like 3 times. I watched it once, and then I watched it with Seth, and I ended up like Jack got super into it. So and that was later in we watched that and did a full series rewatch The Expanse within like a month of each other. So like it's pretty fresh, fresh in my mind.
Okay. Well, if you're liking her more than Mackenzie, I would.
But yeah, that just might be because I don't hate Station 11. I just I don't know. I feel like it's overrated, and I feel like For All Mankind is super underrated, and that shouldn't matter.
Sure. Right.
Let's leave it for there.
Okay.
Who else I think we're done with all of the For All Mankind. That leads us. Oh, poor people in comedies. What are you going to do?
I know. She's so good.
Tasia Demetriou from What We Do in the Shadows. Nadia. She is I think even as much as I love Hannah Waddingham and what I saw from Polina Alexis, I'd probably put her at the top of the comic. Nadia's strong, man. Nadia's a great character.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. Trying to go to some of the episodes.
And the fact that she gets to spend so much time playing off Matthew Berry doesn't hurt. Does not hurt
together
at all.
They are like the 2 best characters in that show.
Yeah.
In a show full of lovable characters. Because I like Nandor, I like Colin Robinson, I like everybody involved. Except for Nick Kroll.
Can we get her into the top 10 by putting her above young Kristen? I think that's a good spot for her to be.
But will she stay
top 10
there?
ain't nothing.
I mean,
huh?
Because you still got Rebecca from Ted Lasso, and I know you're going to be stumping for her. Well, I already said I
think she's the best comic. I think she's the best comic actress.
Okay.
Just in terms of being funny.
Sure. In terms of being funny, Rebecca Waddingham has a lot more to do.
Does she?
As far as range goes, fuck yeah, she has to do a hell of a lot
you're
more.
right. There's actually pathos there.
Oh, there are some amazing scenes this year with Rebecca. I think they were in this season. I'll have to look it up, but
is this season her father
mom
dies?
No.
They introduce her mother, I think. She has the relationship with Sam. That's the problem, is like half of stuff they gave her to do, I was like it'd be like if my favorite character was Karen from For All Mankind. I'd have a hard time stumping her from this season because the thing they gave her to do, they gave her 2 things to do. Manage the bar and sell it and be a successful businesswoman, and fuck her best friend's 19-year-old son that's about to ship off to West Point that she raised like a child. I like that one. First one, pretty good. I like that subplot. Second one, what the hell? But like, I mean,
yeah, there's a difference between not liking the the actions of the character and not liking, the performance. But
this is a stupid award show, and I'm being transparent about why I'm backing on it, because it's
no, totally. It's fair. I have my own biases, certainly.
Well, let me ask you this. We skipped over Paulina. Is Hannah Waddingham better than Paulina Alexis? I say...
Yeah. I mean, Willie Jackson's a cool character, and she does have an episode.
Early goings.
But yeah, we'll see where that character goes.
Are any of these ladies better than the runners-up on For All Mankind?
Oh yeah, I mean, let me look up that Ted Lasso to make sure that this is, because one of my favorite scenes of this entire year was the women getting together at her father's funeral in the back room of the church. And just like hanging out and telling jokes and being friends. That's such a great scene. And then, that's in the midst of a tragic event in her life. So I don't know. Here's where my biases come in, I guess, because I really strongly dislike the way they told that Sam storyline. They really put themselves in the corner, because there was no way for either of them to go forward with the relationship without it being massively problematic. Right. And the show didn't really call that out as much as they should have. Not nearly as much.
Yeah.
I kept thinking, okay, this is the episode where both of them are going to step back and say, there are huge problems with the road we're headed down. And they mention it like, this could be a problem, sure, but who cares?
It's almost like they only considered the fact that she's the age difference. I don't think they really talked about what this would do to the locker room dynamic, what this would do to the fact that she is his employer. Mm-hmm. Some would say owner, and that what does that do in terms of when it's time to make tough cuts and play the kind of things just a massive conflict of interest. I kept on waiting for a show that's likes to talk about things like that, for them to at least, and they never did. So yeah, I felt like half the stuff they gave Hannah to do this season, I was not super pleased with.
I guess I kind of like the stuff with her mom, because her mom in this season, I think this is a season where they talk about how she's constantly on again, off again with her dad, right? Forgiving him for all of his terrible shit that he does, his cheating, his just not being a good father or husband.
Letting go of the resentment.
Yeah.
I think that was that kind of her arc.
There was just a lot of powerful stuff in this season for her.
You know what would have been interesting for it's something to do for Hannah is that is Nigerian, right? Is that where Sam's from?
That sounds right. I'm not sure though.
The billionaire that wanted to buy Sam out for his team. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you do the same casting, but that as a romance for Rebecca would have been interesting, because they're very much equal in their station and where they're going in life, but there's also still kind of massive conflict of interest.
Yeah.
And does she let him get Sam? Is that a consideration? Selling out the team? There's I thought that'd have been super interesting, and there wouldn't be this giant elephant in the room, which is, hey, yeah, you guys have this huge work entanglement.
Right.
Anyway,
yeah, I mean, I think she's easily better than any of the floaters from For All Mankind.
Okay. I think she's better than Matilda Lawler.
Sure.
Okay.
She's probably better than Natasha and Taze.
Really? Yeah. Really? Better than Nadia from What We Do in the Shadows?
I said she's just got a lot. I don't know. The dramatic performance here, I always value over the comedic performance. And it's my bias.
Yeah, it sucks that she's getting to do the dramatic shit on a comedy, because What We Do in the Shadows, their dramatic moment is Matt Berry theatrically adopting a shitty baby vampire, and it's like they're playing it serious,
or
but that just
Colin
makes it
Robinson
funnier.
dying, right? Like
that's what I'm saying. Like
it's just a hilarious moment, also.
Yeah, because that's the thing. Is like there is some emotion. You do occasionally feel bad for these people, but it's like just to make the next phase of the joke that much funnier.
Yeah.
So it's just
whereas Ted Lasso is not that kind of comedy, right? Ted Lasso has real
they're like
emotion.
the Reservation Dogs.
Yeah.
They're those dramedies where it's like every once in a while they'll be like, this isn't funny, we're just going to be serious for like even a whole episode. And that's we talked about that in terms of the best comedies. Like that, I think Reservation Dogs, especially the last half, maybe tread that line a little too much into the drama. But there's sad stuff happening on the res too, so I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Might not have felt good just for it to be a slapstick. Paulina Alexis, I think again I would put her above all of the also rans on For All Mankind. Probably, I don't even know then.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, she's not going to make top 10. Are you saying that Rebecca doesn't make top 10? That's shocking to me.
If she's better than Natasha Dimitri, and I say she's not, you say she is.
Yeah.
Do we coin of doom it?
Sure. Let's leave the fate of the final.
Since again the fate of the coin is still in storage, I'm flipping the CR 2032
Jesus
again.
Christ, the plus is what?
The plus is going to be Natasha.
Okay, what's the negative?
Hannah.
All right, Hannah, I'm rooting for you.
I'm going to try not to fuck it up this time.
It's weighted. It's improperly weighted in your favor, Hannah.
All right. Will this?
Yes.
Oh, it's Tails. Came out Tails.
Nice. All right, put her at 10, and I'm happy with that.
There we go. Can't get much stupider on an award show than that. Can you imagine the chaos if you found out that Moonlight won over La La Land because in the back they're like, fuck it, I don't know,
they flipped a battery because they didn't have the time or energy or care to go get a
coin. Yeah, their special flipping coin. Oh man. Okay, that's it. That's the best female actor for 2021 as considered by us. We're gonna stop here.
Sure.
All right.